The latest episode of House of the Dragon came out last night, and I watched it last night, and I'm going to talk about it in this video. We'll have spoilers, so obviously if you're into the show, go watch the episode first and then come back and watch this. This episode, once again, has another family reunion and a lot of drama happening in that family reunion, and I really love it. And also another time skip, by the way. I think the last time skip we were led to believe was about 10 years. This one is 6 years. And the characters have changed a lot. For example, Aemond outgrew Aegon, and now Aemond is like this really skilled warrior and really creepy looking dude. And obviously Rhaenyra's children have also grown up, and she's been married to Daemon for a while, and she has kids with Daemon too, so there's a lot more stuff happening interconnected between all the families, and I really enjoyed this aspect of this episode. Before I get too deep into this video, consider subscribing. I do TV show discussions, trailer reactions, movie discussions, that sort of thing. But anyway, my biggest takeaway from this episode was, no question, it was King Viserys. King Viserys was probably my favorite character in the first 5 episodes of the show. I really liked this dude, and come the end of the season, he may end up being my favorite character overall, but the acting on this dude is some of the best acting we've ever gotten in A Song of Ice and Fire in this whole series. Every single time skip, his character changes drastically, and his acting and his body transformation and how much commitment this dude puts into this role is just phenomenal. And it's so sad to see, like, this king, this character that we liked, that we knew for, I mean, it was only 5 episodes, but it felt like such a long time. We knew his emotions, we knew his thoughts, we knew what he thought of his family and everyone around him. And to see him decay and crumble over time, us watching it as a viewer, we kind of feel, at least I kind of feel like I'm watching like a real person I know decay before my eyes. But not just him, the acting all around the board was just phenomenal, and it was really showcased in one scene in particular near the end, which I absolutely loved. It's when they're having dinner and they're all sitting together around a table. When this happened, you knew shit was gonna happen. Getting all these main characters that hate each other, characters that have conflict, to get them all around a table together and expect them to eat a meal peacefully is a big ask, and that's what Viserys wanted. But I will say this, Viserys got to see some peace. He was escorted about halfway through the dinner back to his room because he started to show signs of pain and discomfort, so they brought him back to his room. But the last thing he saw was people mingling, people talking, the family, everyone that he loves and cares about, talking and having a good time. Like, for example, he saw Jace, Alicent's daughter, I forgot her name. They were dancing and they were kind of, having a good time, and he saw this and he saw other characters, again, mingling and talking. And it was this moment of peace that he wanted, that he always wanted for everyone around him. And I'm so happy that he finally got that. And then he was brought back to his room, and I think he died, but I'm not going to say that for sure because I also thought he died at the end of episode 5. With all these children being born, and as they get older, the tension between the families rises significantly. Like, for example, last episode, I commented and I said that I have a feeling that Alicent's children and Rhaenyra's children have the potential to live together in harmony and just be a happy family if it wasn't for the parents forcing thoughts of conflict within their minds. But like, that ship has sailed a long time ago. Now these children are practically adults. They're young adults, and they have their own hatreds. They have their own goals. They have their own motivation. And the fact that that is now embedded in their brains and in their souls and in their thought processes, that chances of resolving and rekindling this connection between these families grows even further apart. And it's sad, but it's also exciting for us as fans, because we know that the more tension between these characters, the more drama that's happening between everyone, the better it is for us as a viewer seeing this war eventually unfold. One character that changed drastically, and I mentioned him earlier, but I'll mention him again, is Aemond Targaryen. He was picked on as a kid, and now he grew to be incredibly skilled with a sword and incredibly terrifying looking. And I have a feeling that he is almost like the ace in the hole for Alicent in terms of someone on her side that's willing to do dirty work if it ever really comes to it, because this dude is frightening. And it really stresses me out where Rhaenyra is put in this situation, because as of right now, I am Team Black. I want Rhaenyra to be on the throne, and I want her line to succeed whenever she passes. But she is in a very compromising position. For example, she doesn't live in the Red Keep. Her forces aren't in the Red Keep, so when Viserys does pass away, she's not exactly in a position to forcefully take the Iron Throne if she has to in a quick, swift motion. Most of her forces are, I imagine, on Dragonstone. Again, she doesn't live there, so I imagine if Alicent and her family really wants to take the throne from her upon Viserys' death, it's not going to be really hard for them to do so because they are in the Red Keep. They are cemented in that area. They have their network going on. Where again, Rhaenyra and Daemon are on the outside, and they're not, if they want to get there and if they have to do so forcefully, they're going to have a hard time doing so, and it's stressful. But where I said that Aemond is sort of what I imagine is Alicent's person to get bloody if it needs to come to bloodshed, I feel like Rhaenyra has Daemon. And Daemon is, again, one of my favorite characters in this whole show. Probably my first or second favorite character in the whole show so far. And I'm just glad that Rhaenyra has Daemon on her side, because this dude looks like that he will light shit up if he has to. But also Rhaenyra secured herself another incredible ally in Rhaenys. And I wasn't expecting Rhaenys to agree to the marriage proposition, but I'm very glad that she did, and that was a big, big win for Rhaenyra. So now Rhaenyra has the forces of the Valyrians on her side and the ships if she ever needs it. And of course, Laena and Daemon's children, who are dragon riders. But once again in this episode, we further see the pieces move, the tides of war shift, the calm before the storm. And I wonder when that storm is going to happen. I thought we would have war in the second half. We have not yet to see it, though I'm not complaining. I love the slow buildup. I love the slow tension. One of the biggest complaints with the later seasons of Game of Thrones was how rushed the war actually felt. So I'm perfectly fine and content in this downtime. Anyway, that's my quick thoughts on the newest episode of House of the Dragon. What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments. And obviously, yeah, consider subscribing if you like this video, and just check out the other videos on this page. And thank you for watching, especially if you watched this far.